Bookkeeping, banking, finance, and marketing are among the 4 top things that small business owners hate to do. That means for you as a bookkeeping business service provider, you have a huge opportunity to provide a value-added service to your clients and become that irreplaceable member of their team that they want to count on all the time. Guess what that means for you? More business for you, more clients for you, if only you know how to position yourself as the person that they are looking for. Hey there, accountants and bookkeepers. I'm Ida Zefo, and you're listening to the Bookkeeping Business Growth podcast, the place where you get one actionable item each episode to help you build a soul-satisfying 6-figure bookkeeping practice without burnout. In a recent survey from the TD Bank, where they spoke with 508 small business owners, they said the things that they loved about owning their small business is that they owned their business. It gives them the flexibility and they love to interact with their clients. But then when asked what were the worst things that they do, was the worst part of owning a business, top on the list was bookkeeping. I'm not surprised about that, because even looking at the CBA website, the Canadian Bookkeepers Association, they delve into the reasons why they think bookkeeping got no love. And I'm going to read a few of those for you. They said bookkeeping can be hard. Unless you have an accounting degree, you won't automatically know the first thing about basic accounting practices. You have to learn it. I agree with that. Second thing, they said bookkeeping isn't usually fun. It is about cold, hard facts, the truth. When you see your business expenses racking up and little income trickling in, it can hurt. That's true. The third thing they said is bookkeeping can be very time consuming, especially if you're new at it. And the fourth thing is with bookkeeping, it is easy to make mistakes, and mistakes can be costly. All of this is very true. I 100% agree with them. And that is where you have to be that person that your clients go to. Because a lot of small business owners, they have said it themselves. They hate this. But you're in it because you love it. At least I hope you do. So my goal today is to help you position yourself as the person who's going to be the valuable partner for them, helping them to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish in their lives. They got into business because they want to do the thing that they love. A lot of small business, family business owners, some of them got into it just because it's part of the family heritage and stuff, but some got into it because they really, really want to continue to do that thing that their parents did, or they really want to make some changes, make some improvements. There's a lot of reasons why people go into business, but they don't realize that as part of doing that business, bookkeeping cannot be ignored. Now, the truth is, it is hard to find good bookkeepers. It is hard to find good accountants. But once you find one, or once a client finds one, they'll stick with you for the long run. And so my goal is to position you as that person that clients are looking for. In order to be that person, you got to show up for your clients. You got to go where your clients are. You got to be there for them, and you got to show them that you understand what they're going through and you can provide that solution for them. And so very recently, I started working with a client who has had a really, really bad time working with some other accountants and bookkeepers. And so this is not a fun topic for them. And so it was my place to make them understand what needed to have been done, what hadn't been done, and what are the things that should be done going forward. Of course, as we're talking about all of this, everything comes with a price tag, right? And so you need to be able to communicate to your client the thing that needs to be done and assign the respective price tags to it, and you give them the option to make a choice. So case in point, a lot of things that we take for granted as accountants and bookkeepers because we know them, this is all very confusing for them. Because come to think about it, when you start a business, you have all sorts of taxes to worry about. You have sales taxes, you have payroll taxes if you have employees, and you have corporate income taxes if this is an incorporated business and you need to file your taxes at the end of the year. And so for most clients, they just know that they got taxes to pay, and they don't know that there are different kinds of taxes to pay with different deadlines, different filing requirements, and different implications if you haven't filed them. So for example, when you think about the sales taxes, you and me, we understand it, but they don't. So you gotta explain it to them. Sales taxes, let's say you're gonna invoice a client $10, for example, and you're gonna charge them sales taxes. Sales taxes is on top of that. So your price doesn't change, but you're adding on top of your price the amount that the government expects of you to collect for them. And so you are basically like an escrow. Or the client is basically acting as an intermediary, holding on to this money that really doesn't belong to them. And so when it comes time to the remittance, the government is very, very not lenient, completely not lenient about remitting the payments that you just collected on behalf of them. So this would be sales taxes, and this would be payroll deductions. They don't joke with that. For corporate income taxes, if you don't pay it, it's bad, but they might be more lenient than they would be with sales taxes, because I've seen instances where owners' bank accounts got frozen because they had not remitted the sales taxes within the timeline. Like they had a lot of backlog. And so when I came across this particular client, they had received all sorts of threatening letters. They had been communicating with the person who was providing service to them in the past, and the person really wasn't making anything happen for them. And so it had become a really frustrating situation. And so I would get why a business owner would not like bookkeeping, would completely hate bookkeeping, finance, banking, all of that. I get it. And so you have to position yourself as that person, right? And so when you start talking to a client, the first thing that I want you to do is you need to understand where they're at. You need to understand what their pain points are. And when it comes to looking at their books, I want you to actually look at their books. The goal is not to look at it and be sneaky and see how much can you charge them. That's not the goal. The goal is to review it and see what are the mistakes that are here. What are the things that need to be done so you can communicate that value to your clients before you even get to talking about prices. I've done several other videos and I've talked about do not charge for hours. We're going to discuss detailedly about pricing in a different video. But this one is about when you have access to it, to your client's file, you want to look and see what are the mistakes that have already been made in this file, what steps are necessary to correct them, and you need to give the suggestions for improvement. So first would be to review the books, right? You review the books, you want to see mistakes, etc., right? When you do that, then you're going to give your suggestions for the client. Now, those suggestions once you both agree on these are the things that need to be done, now you got to give them 3 pricing options. There's a done for you, which you are doing it all. There's a done with you, where it's you and the client doing it. And there is a done by you. So this is from the client perspective. Done for you, we're going to do it for you. Done with you, we will do it with you. Or done by you, well, I'm going to give you the suggestions. These are the things you're going to do. Often, very few times would they accept this one, because it's because they had tried to do the done by you that they got. Most often it's because of this that they got into a messy situation. So very rarely would they take this option. Most often they would do a done with you because this is a less expensive option than a done for you. But it all depends. And these 3 things will have 3 different levels of prices. I can guarantee you there are very few bookkeepers or accountants who get into the client's books and look at the situation. So when you already come in and you are already differentiating yourself in this way, you're reviewing, this is part of your, let's call it a strategy call. I don't like the word discovery call, but it's kind of like that. You're doing the first call with them, you're understanding what is it that they are struggling with. Then you need to look into their books and see, let's review it and see what mistakes are there. Let's see what we're dealing with. And then you can do your suggestions for the clients and give them the 3 options. Most often they would go with this. Sometimes they would go with this, and very rarely would they go with this. And this is where you then package your services and offer for this particular client based on the things that need to be done. What is it that we're gonna do? And here you will not even be arguing about prices anymore, because they see what you're gonna do for them. They see the mess that has already been created by them trying to do it themselves. And so for a lot of bookkeepers that I speak with, they have different levels of challenges. Some of them don't even know how to get to talking with the clients before they can even offer this. But some of them actually already are able to talk to the clients, but they don't know what to say or how to say it or how to approach any of this. So this is a valuable resource for you. But if you wanted to get deeper into any of this and so much more, head on into my program, Growth for Bookkeepers, where we will actually dive into this one-on-one deeper, and so I could address the problem that you specifically have where you have it right now. Okay, but the goal again of all of this is to position you in a way that you can add value to your clients, bearing in mind that they hate bookkeeping. They don't want to do it. You can do it. You love doing it. You have a business around it. And so position yourself so that you can attract the clients that want what you offer. And then be a rock star and provide it to them in the way that it's just going to blow their minds. And that way they want to stick with you all the time. I hope you found so much value in this. And if you did, check out this next video where I talked about how you can grow your business to the $250,000 mark using a lot of the strategies I talk here and so many more. I'll see you there.